Hello everyone and welcome back to my survival time-lapse series. My name is Illyrio and today I'm going to be decorating my ice farm. But first I'm going to work on something that I wanted to try for a long time, which is item shadowing. That's not something you can do in the new versions of the game, but I'm still in 1.18 and that's one of the last things I wanted to try before updating. If you have no idea what this is about, I'm going to show you later in the video, but first I need to build a shadow hole that will be in my main storage. It mostly consists of a lot of box unloaders, with a chunk loader to keep the area loaded. To make this setup work, I want to make a CCE box, and to create it, I need to build an update suppressor. So I'm gonna make this very simple one, and show you how I can use it to create the CCE box. Now, this is a process I don't fully understand, but I'm basically replacing a lectern with a shulker box, while the update suppressor is running. And then I can use this shulker box to do update suppression. Once I've created the CCE box, I can remove the update suppressor and build a setup for shadowing the items. In this setup I will have a comparator placed on a trapdoor, so the redstone is very simple, and I just need a way to open this trapdoor automatically once I place the comparator. And I also need a chest that I will use to make the shadow items. Now that the setup is ready, I can show you how to shadow items. I believe there are multiple ways of doing it, but that's the only way I found to make it work. I need one item in the first two slots of the chest, and then I can leave the rest of the stack on the bottom right. I will turn on the update suppressor, and then I will take my stack of rockets, place it on top of the first item and then on top of the second one, and click on it. Then I will bring the diamond to the stack on the bottom right, and click on it again, and now I will have a second stack of rockets. Now it's important to note that I didn't create another stack. Those two stacks of rockets are the same, so if I remove one item on one stack, it will remove it on the other one. And so if I have the second stack below a box unloader, it will get filled automatically, as long as the slice is unlocked. So now I don't have to constantly refill my rockets, and also food, which is very handy. And I also did the same for all of these blocks, which I'm gonna use for the ice farm decoration. And what I basically do is to go up here and put all the shulker boxes in those chests. Then all the items go down here, and if I want to shadow one of these, I just have to lock the slice, do the shadowing as I've shown here, and then unlock it again. And I have a lot of space if I want to have a lot of items in the future. And on this side I have the rockets and golden carrots, and here I just have invisible item frame, so it's easier to see the blocks. I want to mention, in case it's not clear, everything I've shown here is completely vanilla, but I still had to use a few carpet features to make it a bit more feasible in survival. I had to turn on shadow item update fix and shadow item use fix, otherwise when I used them with a fast refilling system, in this case a minecart, it wasn't working properly and I had to fly around to update the stacks. And I also choose to use shadow item mode in persist, which means that if I leave the game and relog, I will still have all those stacks shadowed, because usually you need to shadow items every time you log on, and that's a bit annoying if you want to use them all the time. And there is just one more thing I need before starting the decoration, and it's a big supply of snow blocks. I don't have a snow farm in this world, but thankfully I've designed one about 1.5 years ago, so I think it's time to build it. And a few days later, and the ice farm decoration is finally complete. I've gotta say, using shadow items for this type of decoration really helps a lot. It saved a lot of time and made the process a lot easier and faster. With the exception of this 8080, I designed the entire decoration, and that was my first time designing an island, and I used Axiom for this. That was my first time designing an island, and that was also my first time using Axiom for a large-scale build. To access the actual ice farm, you just need to go down here, and there is a small passage, and then you end up in the storage with all the crafters, and you can go up here to use it. And in case you're wondering why I have a bunch of scaffolding in the middle of the farm, it's because the water needs to have sky access to be able to generate ice, and so I can't really build anything on top of it. There are a few exceptions, like scaffoldings and snow, so you can use those blocks to decorate the farm, but that's about it. By the way, if you're noticing some stuttering with the screen, I think I just have an issue with my mouth, but I'm not entirely sure what is the issue. If anyone knows, please let me know. That will be it for the video. I hope you liked it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.